morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this Monday, December 8th edition of Makers and Movers podcast. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today, folks? Today, talking about the 12 days of Makers Madness, right? Because they said December can get so busy that the fun does get sucked right out of the seats, and if you're not careful. I feel like I've kind of hit that point, and it's just because a lot of things happen. We all go through this. A lot of things always seem to happen at once. Different people wanting things at the same time, different stores wanting to open, vendors wanting things, customers' requests that they're sending you 37 emails, but they have not answered the question that you have put out there. There's just so much. It's something that you really have to protect for yourself. When things start maybe feeling a little festive, maybe something starts feeling a little more thoughtful. If you're for me at least, having that playlist, that really helps keep the energy up. And everything shifts a little better. you know Something doesn't, orders don't feel as heavy, mood feels brighter, and the process of doing what we do every day, just starts reminding us of why we did it in the first place. So we're going to talk about today. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. If this is your first time here, long time here, to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Now, let's follow that up with your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? Uh, so for us, I think we're only in the 20s or 30s today, but tomorrow we got a heat wave. It's going to be like above freezing, so that's kind of nice. Celsius Astro Vibe. That's what we're rocking here this morning. As far as our 5 things, I don't even know where to start. I've already had 3 meetings this morning. We have throughout the list, we have supplies that need, so we got meetings. There's supplies that need to be ordered. We have orders that need to be pulled. We have an update meeting this afternoon with our dev team. And then full 5 is, soft launch for some glitter DTF transfers. That's right. We'll show those off here as we get closer, maybe tomorrow, as we go through that. Tomorrow, Tuesday, with Todd, we are doing the Mega Bling Christmas shirt. So you want to tune in for that. That design is going to be ridiculously cheap because I want to see that. And we're going to show pressing that off and go into much more things with that. We had a great week of Wizard launch last week. So if you have not had a chance to check that out, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and say that this episode is sponsored by the Rhinestone World and the 2026 Design Wizard Pro. So we'll put a link right in there. Go check that out for software. Okay, now let's see how everyone is doing. And we got the good mornings in here for Renee. Good morning. 15 on the way to 20. Sunny, so I'm sure it'll actually feel as warmer. Water in the bottle, tea in the mug. 5 things: therapy, shipping, more CAD learning, banking, and filing. Renee, we were in it yesterday, weren't we? Bears lost, but it was a fun ride while it lasted. We knew it was going to come to an end. Eventually, we would have to lose. It just sucked that it had to be against the Packers. And we've determined now that we can gain 3 hours back on a Sunday by just turning into the Bears game in the last 5 minutes. So that was fun. And KC, yikes! Welcome to Bearland, man. Welcome to Bearland. Hey, good morning, Chuck. What's up, Chuck? How are you doing? Gabrielle, good morning. Downloaded designs for t-shirts. Love it, love it, love it. Pasha, good morning to you. Peg, good morning. Jamie, good morning to you. Keith, good morning. Sunny Space Coast of Florida. Vermont maple coffee in the cup. Does it taste like it's from Vermont? Does it taste like maple? I don't know. Like flavored coffees, those that drink flavored coffees, do you put things in those? Cream, sugar, whatever? I'm one where, my coffee has to be like tan. So I don't know if flavored color coffees really matter for me because I put in the creamer that makes it a flavorful anyway. Does it? Let me know. Linda Harony, 38 on the way to 54 there in Central Texas. Tea in the cup, 5 things: 3D print, edit photos, engrave name tags, basketball photo shoot. Very, very nice. Music playing. Yeah, music is playing. Hi, Linda. Was beginning to think I was the only one on this feed. Nope, you're here. Jerry, morning all. I got cold. Jerry's cold. Oh, it's an Italian holiday. What is the holiday over in Italy today? Alex, morning, 30 degrees, headed to 10 tonight. Yeah, I think we've got like negative negative lows and single digit highs coming up at the end of the week. Not looking forward to that. Um, in Cindy, it's 9 degrees, highly caffeinated, drinking tree cake coffee. Five things. Restock all the things, mail run, pack for my next show, wash table covers, attach ornament bows. Thanks for coming out. We did. We went on Saturday, went down to the Makers event, and we specifically go for a couple of reasons. We go see Cindy, of course, and then we got to go get her fudge. And so we do that. And then, we just check out other things. We were there probably 45 minutes, and Corey had four different people, ask her, tell her they loved her shirt. It was one of the Nutcracker shirts, and wanted to know where she got it. We said, hey, it's stuff that we make. Oh, really? Makes me think, do we just need a booth? Do you just need a booth or just nothing but rhinestone shirts at the event? But my thought process is I don't have the time to do the things that we do now. So how would I even pull that off? And I said, oh, we could put kits together so they could make it. Then I realized, no, people aren't going there to buy stuff to make. They're going there to buy stuff to buy to give. So we would have to just have transfers press on site. I'm sure we could pull it off. I don't know. Cindy, what do you think? Is it Sawgrass? Is it? No, that is an Epson. It's an Epson 15,000. That's what I use for sublimation, I guess. Let's see. Thanks for checking out my TikTok post, Renee. Ooh, look at that. Hello, Cindy from Jerry. Actually, Lake of Ozarks high of 39 today. Coffee in the cup. Five things on Lake of the Ozarks. We go. Who do we go visit when we go down to Joplin? We'll go through Lake of the Ozarks, right? Yeah, we go through Lake of the Ozarks there. And when we go see Kelly over in, why can I not think where Kelly is? I can't think where Kelly is right off the top of my head. We go through there. Almost positive. Um, Five things: cut rhinestone templates, love it. Stone nose designs, love it. Then hanging out with my grandson this afternoon, love, love, love that. Hey Jerry, I love your emojis. Jerry's funny. Jerry's funny. Let's see. Receive my ransom transfers. They are gorgeous. DRW. Jerry, make sure to post them and show them off because they're not even listed anywhere. We just make those are just for you. Like I said, I don't want to put stuff out there that I can't commit to making sure that we haven't done in time. So we're going to see and go from there. Good morning, Cindy. Let's see. Yes, and we need to play them, and we need to play them again in 2 weeks. Very nice. Casey looked way worse than we did. So there's that. I know, right? I was talking with Brian during that. Ugh, it was nasty. Nicole, good morning. Where are you at 14 headed to 19 there in Vermont? Jimmy's placing orders invite for private shopping, pay bills, do inventory. Very nice, very nice. Yes, it is sawgrass sublimation. We've used them before, never had any issue with them. That gel ink is awesome for it. I guess it's only three things, but I feel like five. I feel like every one thing is now like 37 things, it feels like. San Diego Nationals, different Kelly, other Kelly, 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 Kelly. On our group, Kelly Travis, right there. She's down there. Lebanon, that's where it is. She's down in Lebanon. Okay, so what do you say? When we look at today, we what do, right? We do more than just produce products, right? We create moments, we create memories, and I'd like to say that we do create magic. Do you agree? Disagree? Do we create? Are we magicians? The shirt, it just isn't a shirt in December. A mug just isn't a mug. These little things that you create, they become the items that people unwrap, that they wear, that they gift to others, and most importantly, that they remember. And when you make that process, joyful for us, that joy ripples outward into every order that you ship out. So we're going to talk about, choosing joy, creating joy, sharing joy. That's what this episode's all about. We're going to do that one press at a time. So, number one, let your designs carry the cheer. Your designs, they really do set the tone for the entire holiday season. When you intentionally choose, festive, uplifting, or humorous artwork, you're really tapping that emotional side of holiday shopping. And people really do respond to it. Creating designs that spark a smile really do boost your sales and help maintain your enthusiasm during these long, long production days. Joyful designs, they just don't make customers happy. They remind us that we are really creating something meaningful. You know, so some examples of this. is we had one that what do they do? Uh, they created. Oh, I'm like thinking 4 steps ahead and going out of it because I'm like this. I'm looking at this. And I'm like, I have a, I have a feeling. I'm looking at this. Did I? I think, did I creating to destroy, creating for others? No, no, this is right. Some of the other ones, I'm like, man, I think I pulled these from different ones, and when I put it together, because I'm like, wait a minute, I think we talked about this when I saw the tip, because I remember the holiday hot message express. This is what I mean. I've got stuff going on all the time, and I'm pulling from different ones from different parts to make it. So I might have doubled up on some of these. We'll go through it and we'll find out, because I'm almost positive I did. We'll see. Uh, you know, creating those behind the scenes messes, right? And showing them off to people, show, hey, we're real, we're here, we're joyful, we're having fun making your stuff. You know, any of that stuff that we can do to show that we enjoy doing what we do, the customers don't feel like they are burdened by ordering from us. So for this, we just want to choose one thing that you've done, whether it's the mess of it, the making of it, the smile that it put on your face. The one caveat here is that what you run into is sometimes you can't post things that you want to post because they're gifts and people will see them. So be mindful of that. But just post something that makes you smile, right? Something that you do that really makes you smile with it. Now, next up is when it comes to packaging, right? We're going to talk packaging here for a minute because it can equal, that instant holiday magic because it can be an experience. If you are an end user or an end seller, like you're selling it as a gift so they can, instead of a bulk thing like us, we're a supplier. So, send their things out bulk. On the finished side of things, they're packaged up a little different. We package up so, it feels a little festive, a little personal, a little warm. It really elevates that product from something that they just buy off Amazon to something that they buy from us. And you don't need, expensive materials or over the top, extravagant packaging. You just need to be thoughtful, right? Because that can really turn those ordinary orders, into something really memorable with it. Something just as simple as the snowflake tissue paper, a handwritten Merry Christmas note. You know, Customers really do share that on social media every day. And there's somebody else that included, the tags. We talked about this last week, where the tags, so the customers don't even have to think about it. Yep, here I can just put this on it, and it's set and ready to go. So when we're doing this, if you're still working on packaging and that, just what about a thoughtful packaging detail? Can you do something with tissue paper? Seasonal stickers. Custom holiday thank you card, name tags. Just pick out one of those things and let's add it to it. Now, I know we've talked about the music tons and tons and tons of times. Having that holiday vibe playlist, oh, it brings a joy to me. I have went down a rabbit hole of finding 90s hip hop and rap that is reimagined, redone, covered. Covered is the word, but in a 50s big band type of way. Talk about some fun stuff. You just have it on, you're not really thinking to it, and then you're hearing the words to it. Really makes it smile, right? Really makes me smile to hear that and catch stuff. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. Really changes the whole mood of everything you're doing. I was a big one of listening to podcasts while I was doing stuff, but then I realized that I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing because I was listening too intently to the podcast, and it kind of threw off some things. So I wanted to make sure, hey, I need to have music that's gonna not get me here, but at the same time, kind of get me pumped up. So how can you do this? Well, go through and just create a playlist. If you have an 8-hour day, do you want to listen to the same song how many times? 2 times, 3 times? All right. Well, we'll divide that up and make a playlist that long. If you want to hear it every hour, if you like the radio, make an hour playlist and just keep it on repeat. So that way, you'll hear it multiple times throughout the day. It just really, really depends on what you want to make you happy. And music to me makes me happy. There's days where I'll mix up that playlist and we're all musicals all day and we're listening to stuff straight through. Just really depends on what you want. So I want to hear, what are you going to listen to today? Now, before we get back into 4 and 5, let's check in and let's see what we got here. Let's see. Ooh, that's a nice one. Let's go ahead. There's that one. All right. Jerry said, never mind. She got it. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 6 snow expected. Water in the cup, 5 things. Invoicing, embroidered jackets, press transfer pants. Ooh. I was at transfers pants. What are we doing? Schedule pickups. Set up name for embroidery. Love it, love it, love it. And hi, Renee, Jerry, Linda from Barb, and hi, Cindy. Oh, look at this, Cindy. We joined forces and take over the area in front of the bar, right? It's been an awesome booth location. It was. I'm convinced that my blow mold and jingle ball drinks, the jingle ball drinks, led to my success. You got a great spot right there by the bar. I'm telling you, we should put the blow up in the back corner behind you and then have it right there. But man, a wall of rhinestone transfers right there that we can just press on site for people in their shirts. Cindy, any ideas that I can't follow through with? Hi, Barb, from Jerry. Vicky, good morning. Need to share your place. We should build one. Why don't we do that? We'll create a list and let's build one where we have the TRW crew holiday playlist. Where you know what? Let me make a note of that. I use Spotify. So that's kind of my go-to for it. So Spotify, we'll create a list and we'll put it on there, and I'll share the list, and then we can all add stuff to it. How does that sound? How does that sound, Linda? I'm down with that. And Peg, 47 there in South Carolina. Water in the cup. Firing. Oh, firing. I was thinking firing. I've been going down a forge thing over the weekend. That's what I watched is kiln forging or kiln firing for pottery, forge firing for metal. So I thought that's what I was thinking fire that way. But good for you. Good for you. Creating these designs, not feeling well today. So take it easy because without you, without your health, the work suffers. So enjoying my beautiful granddaughter. Rest. Love it, love it, love it. Love that idea. I use Spotify also. All right. I'll put it on my list so that way we can get that. I'll make that kind of sort of a priority today. All right. Also, let's celebrate. We have to celebrate everything that we do, right? As we get back into this. If we don't track when even those small wins, then what are we even doing? Why are we always worried about the big stuff? Oh, we need to get to this number. Oh, we get to that. Why can't we just be happy we had one order today? Like, remember that day? Think back to it when you first got started and you were doing friends and family and everybody you sold to was people that you knew. But what about when you sold to that first person that wasn't somebody you knew? Oh, wild, right? You're like, somebody likes my stuff. Well, remember that. Let's celebrate those wins. Celebrate those wins. It really helps keep the burnout away, because each finished order, each returning customer, each positive message, those all deserve recognition. When you'll slow down, because we know that's going to happen here. We were talking about that today, where on the supply side of things, it is usually dead by about the 15th, 16th of the month because everybody's bought everything they need. They have it there, and then it doesn't pick up until after the holidays. So, as we were talking about that, what do we do? Do we run sales? Do we do more lives? What do we do to keep those things generating this month? It's all going to be about the wizard because remember, if you buy this month, you get the same amount of digital credits, so it's a net zero. And it's explaining to people where, hey, it is what it is, and this is worth it for you. So that's what we're going to do. And this is, as we go through this month, all of those little wins, keep them together. You have to write them and keep them in a separate spot on a folder on your computer or any of the notes print out there. So when things do get tough and you're not sure, if you want to keep doing this and it feels like you're ready to give up, just open that up. Open that folder, read the good messages, see what everybody had great to say about you, see the smiles. It will really help keep you motivated, when things start to feel overwhelmed. And maybe you go through that and you create your favorite list of reviews, your favorite list of um, messages, your favorite list of pictures that customers have given you. So you know that that is one that when you see that, you're going to smile every single time. And you're going to remember the joy in your work and remember why you love doing what you do. Every time we ask for these things, as far as, hey, we'd love to see our pictures and stuff. We'd love to see our reviews and stuff. We'd love to hear from you. So we need that positive reinforcement too. So we just need to start that win tracker, right? That's all it is. Like I say, it could be a board, it could be a notebook, folder on your computer. And that's what we need to do, is we just need to add to it. Every time we get something that is a positive, add it to it. Doesn't matter how big or how small it is, add it to it. So you always have that to go back to. And then finally, as we wrap this up, remember the joy that you're creating for others, because it is easy to forget, how much your work matters when you are knee deep in work, right? Like, you forget how much your effort matters to others. It's making their favorite gift, a team order, holiday photo outfits, whatever it is, it's their memory maker. Eh, When you remember that impact that you create and that your work has on other people's lives, to me, it really does bring the purpose back into the process and help me stay grounded in what we do. Uh, One of the makers that we talked to uh, said that her customer messaged her saying that the ornament she made brought a grieving family to tears. Right? How many have had that? Where a gift that somebody has been given has brought somebody to tears, and you were a part of it. That reminder, that really does carry us through those hard times. Well, like now, between now and you'll start seeing them after Christmas, but all of the matching holiday shirts, right? We make those, you start seeing them and they start tagging you in it. And it really makes you smile that you were, a part of their holiday fun. You could be a part of their Christmas card next year. Your work really goes further than your shop, because it really does become part of everyone's story, or everyone's, which way that. So what we need to do is let's just revisit one customer photo, one review, or some sort of message today that reminds you why it works. All right. So let's see. To recap all of this, well, let's look at what we can do. Our designs. The more joyful, the more festive our design for, chances are it's going to bring it energy back into our business. Those packaging, it really creates the memorable moments and makes the orders feel special. Uh, you know, Festive workflow really boosts your morale. So whether that's music, lights, environments, it all matters. We want you to be festive throughout this, and celebrate those small wins, because we want to keep burnout away and remember why we keep doing this. That progress deserves recognition, and then remembering the impact that your work really helps keep you grounded. Right, your products bring real joy to real people, and you have the power to brighten the season, not just for your customers but for yourself. I want you to make the magic, I want you to make the memories, and I want you to make that spirit bright, and you all do that one heat press at a time. Now, that's what we got for you as we wrap all this up. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, when we do this on Wednesday, I'm not 100% sure what we got going on Wednesday. I'm going to go back to the comments here. I'm not sure what we got going on Wednesday. We will figure. We've got a couple things, and I need to go through my list, so we'll make sure to put that out there. But we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Let's see. Ooh, we could have some fun. Let's see. Oh, that is coming from Caesar. So that's drop shipping straight from Caesar. The equipment, so presses, drop shipping from stalls. That's one of the meetings I have today to get up to that. Caesar stands, equipment, drop shipping from them. So let me check and see on that for you too, Peggy, because I thought I got an email over the weekend with tracking. I'll find out, so that way we can get that for you. Uh, let's see. The order has a stand in the stones. Yep, under one. But the stamp is supposed to be sent by shipper. How do I get? Well, fine. I answer that there. So we'll get that over for you. It should be. I thought they were. What's supposed to happen is that when a new order goes out for that's been drop shipped, they will send the track. You should get the tracking for it. So we'll find out and get it for you, and we'll do that. All right. With that, we're gonna wrap this up. We do have our mentorship call at 9:30, and I got to try and bang out some email information meetings between now and then. So as the week goes, this week, if you haven't got your wizard, we've only got what 23 days left to get it and get it at the special price of special deal. Tomorrow night we're going to make a mega bling shirt. We're going to do the Christmas scene, so we're going to have that, and then we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to tune in. So until next time, peace, love, press on, and we will see you then.